Hello, this is Tricia from Tricia's Cards and Crafts, and today this is going to be another one of my Christmas projects, Christmas countdown makes. I know this one isn't very Christmassy, but I thought I wanted to try it out first to make sure I could make it. I've tied a ribbon round. I've used different papers and things for this one that I'm going to use for the next one. I will use Christmassy ones for this one. I've got a ribbon tied round it. It's quite a nice snug fit on the box, and it just opens out, and there's a little tray inside to hold 2 ferrero rocher, and it just folds up nicely together. There you go. And like I said, it's quite a snug fit. Let me just get that to the side. There we go. And you just, I don't know why that's not working. There we go. And so we just fit that over nicely. So it's got a nice fit. It won't come apart very easily anyway. Then I just tied a ribbon around it to match the card that I'd used. It's alright, nobody's been shot. The fireworks tend to go on forever these days. And then the tag I've made, I used a little hint or tip that I'd heard from somebody else. And if you make your make your hole punch, and then if you just snip diagonally, you can just slip. Once you've tied your ribbon, you can just slip your tag on, and it will stay on unless you want to take it off. But there, it's nice and tidy. Okay, so that's what we're going to make today. Now I've got all the pieces already cut that we're going to use. So we need, I've used a different coloured card for the lid and the base. Then the tray inside is going to be the same colour as the lid. Then I've already cut out a tag and a little scallop circle to go on top for the sentiment, and then you've got the DSPs as well. I'll go through quickly the measurements for these. The lid of the box is going to be 7 7/8 by 6 3/8. The base of the box is 5 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then the insert is 4 inches by 2 5/8. The DSP, if you cut it the whole length of the 6 inch, I've chosen a 6 by 6 inch. I could have used the back or the front. I just thought this was non-directional, so it's not too much of a problem to match up the patterns. So there's one piece which is for the top of the box, and that is 2 7/8 by 1 3/8. Then there's 2 side pieces which are 2 7/8 by 1 inch, and 2 pieces which are 1 3/8 by 1 inch. Okay, so those are all the dimensions that you'll need. It's quite straightforward to make. I'm going to be using my not my school board, because I haven't got the right one yet. I'm going to have one for Christmas. I'll use my trimmer to do this with, and we'll start off with the base. And for this one, all you need to do is to score it at 1 3/8 all the way around on each side. No, don't cut it. Right, I will just cut another piece quickly. Oh. I'll do it again, just to be on the safe side. That one almost is the right size, but it's not quite. So this one was 5 3/4. There we go. 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. Right, let's try again. But try not to use my cutting blade this time, put it on the bottom. Right, 1 3/8 all the way round. Good job, I had some spare card. 1 3/8. 1 3/8. 1 3/8. And 1 3/8. And I'll leave it like that. And then for the larger one, for the top, the box lid, we're going to score at 1 1/8. 1 1/8. There. 1 1/8 and 2 3/8. Then turn it. 1 1/8. 2 3/8. 1 1/8. And 2 3/8. And 1 1/8. And 2 3/8. There we go. And then for the smallest piece, this one is going to be done at 1/4 inch and 5/8 inch. So I'm going to do it this side because I can see it easier there. So 1/4 inch and 5/8. That's right. There we are. And then the same thing, 1/4 inch and 5/8. 1/4 inch. 5/8. And 1/4 inch and 5/8. There we go. So that's all done. Now this insert tray and the top of the box can be done are exactly the same. So if I show you how to do the lid, and then I'll do this one separately, and then we'll put them together. I'll show you them again. Right, so with this one, what you need to do, let's see if I can get it right this time. We're going to cut down here to there and another one. So cut down the first 2, and then this, just the top, this the first one of this corner. Then we're going to cut up this one just inside the score line. Then we're going to cut this one away inside the score line and cut this one off inside the score line. So all inside the score line. I'm just going to cut this, trim this one off just a little bit there. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So just going to cut up this one, then I'm going to cut all the way 2 of those, 1 of these, no, all the way along, 2 of these, and this one. And do exactly the same thing then. So it's these 2 flaps there. That's right, yeah, I got it right this time. And then do the same thing again. So we're cutting 2, down 2 on this side, down 2 on this one, then just the first one there. No, all of this one. One of these days. One of that one, and just the top one of this one. There we go. And I'm just going to trim away slightly, just chamfer the corner in a little bit there. Okay, make sure that that one is as well. Okay, and then the last one, I'm going to cut this one away, cut all of this one away, cut down to the second one again here, and just cut this one away. And I'm just going to make sure, yeah, going to just chamfer this one slightly. There we go. So you've got 2 flaps there, 2 flaps there, and then you've got those 2 that are loose there and there. Okay, and you do exactly the same thing on the insert tray. I'll do that one separately, and now I'll just show you the cutting for this one. This is the base of the box. Now I'm going to use my bone folder and a ruler, and I'm going to go from the one side to the other, just scoring across there, and then from the point to the corner of that one there. So that's what I'm going to do on each of the corners. So corner to corner, you've got squares in each of these, and you just want to take corner to corner. This one should actually, never mind, corner and corner to, that one didn't go all the way down, to corner, and the last one corner to corner, and corner to corner. And I'm just going to turn it over, and on the back I'm going to score that one from the outside edge to the corner here again. Just want to make sure that one's nice, and because this one's going to be a mountain fold rather than a valley fold. So here we go, from the point to the centre. There we go. Right, now we're going to do the cutting on this one, and we're going to cut straight across from that corner to that corner, straight across the score line, straight across the score line, and straight across the score line there. And that's all we have waste for that one. Now we're going to do all the scoring. So when you do this, try and line up your score lines so that they match the ones that they're going against. That's one side, and those, this one, they want to be in line, and make sure those are in line as well. There you go. Now for the other ones, we're going to turn it over, and we're going to fold these so that you've got, try and make sure you've got the inside lines, score lines together. I'm just going to reinforce that one. Do the same thing with this one. Get the inside lines to match there, like that, and then score your crease line there. Do the same thing here. Make sure you've got your two lines, two folds together. Crease that one and the last one. Put those two together, make sure they fit, and then crease your line. There you go. And you can turn it back the right way. Not that there is really a right or wrong way with this card, because it's not got any patterns or anything on it. And there's your base, which will open out. I am going to go back in, and I'm just going to try and just get those creased a little bit more, just there, so that when I put the lid on it will hold together nicely. There we go. So there's my base for my box. That's done. Now I'm going to do score this one. Again, try and make sure you match up your lines. And this one. And this one. Then fold. And the other side. That one over. And that one. Okay, the base is exactly the same. I'll sort this one out now and then I'll come back. Won't be a moment. Right, here we go. I've cut this one now, so this one's the same now as if you look. I've got the two flaps here like that, then two there like that, and the top ones and the other side are the same. So these are basically, the way you put them together is exactly the same. We'll do this one. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's not that bad. So I've already I've put some red liner tape just for ease of for videoing it, but you can use whatever tape you have or adhesive you have. You can use wet glue. It just it doesn't really matter. So I'm just folding this one down. This just reinforces everything. And I'll do the opposite side as well. I'll do the box. I'll show you again with the box lid off, and fold that one in. And then these flaps here are going to be folded underneath this flap here. So we're going to just do one side at a time. So take the strip off there. And just fold these two side pieces in, fold this over the top, hold those side pieces together, and then that will hold that together. Do the same thing now on this side. Fold. It's easy, you can't really do it any other way because of the way you stick the things down. So you fold the two side pieces in, bring this one over, fold this one, make sure they're as flat as you can get them, and bring this one over. It's easier if you do it when it's down. This one doesn't want to go in. And there we go. And it holds it. I've forgotten to put the holes in. And I won't be able to do it now I've stuck it down because it won't work. But because I can't put the punch through without breaking the sides. So what we'll do with this one, we'll make this one into a tray to go inside. Now that can be stuck in or it can be left as it is. And here are the, I'll just get two ferrero rocher, if I can get them out. And they will fit in the little tray. Okie dokie. And then, so that will, these will need to fold in the sides. There we go. So there's your tray inside. You can stick the tray in with a bit of tape or glue underneath. Okay, so there's the tray with the glue. Now for the side, the lid of the box. Before I stick it together, I'm going to stick the decoration on the sides, the DSP. So this one. So this is the biggest piece, and this will go on the top here. One. This one goes here, and it leaves a nice gap around the edge margin. And then the two side pieces, again, if you've got directional DSP, a pattern with a direction, make sure you get your directions going the right way. It might be a little bit fiddly, but I find as long as you work it, have a think about it before you do it, you'll be fine. This piece will go on here, and this piece on this side. There we go. I need to cut a little bit off there. And then the two end pieces, one here, on the other end. And I always put my fingers in it. Here we go, there's one. Oops. And two. And there we go. Okay, so that's all, should be nicely stuck on now. I will just do that so that make sure it's pressed down nicely. There we go. So just before because these are bigger, so these two, side flaps, these two are going to fold down. These two side flaps are going to go in, and then these come over the top. Yes, I'm just going to make sure I'm going to cut a little bit off each of these. I'll stick these down first because I know these are going to be fine. So, but these I'm going to cut a little bit off, those two, a bit on the outside edges, so a little bit here, here, just chamfer them a little bit. That one's a bit funny there, but never mind. This one here, and this one here. So now when I go to try and fold them in, just do it again just to make sure. That goes over nicely with, should go over nicely without too much of a problem, and without the, if there is this little bit here. There we go. Hopefully this one will be okay as well. There we one last time. And it's better to be safe than sorry. That one goes over okay. And that one goes okay. So now we're just going to stick these down there. So you could put some glue on the flaps as well, but I don't think you need to, because this is going to hold them down anyway. So we'll do this side first. So those go in. This one comes up and goes over the top and holds that safe and sturdy. And then the same thing with this one. Take the tape off. If you use wet glue, you've got a little bit of wiggle room, so you don't need to worry about it quite as much. But this one, there we go. You fold that over, and then you can use your bowl folder just to press it down. Make sure it's all nice and smooth on the inside. There we go. So now you have your box lid. So just get rid of these little pieces. And whoops, oops. Here, so we fold sides up and in, and then this goes over and over, and it fits nice and snugly. And there you have your box lid, and it won't come apart very easily. So now for the sentiment, and on this one I used a little something for you, and it's from the Wrapped in Christmas bundle. It's this one here. So here we go, and I think I'll use the shaded spruce if I can find it. Here we go. There we go, a little something for you, and we'll just put it here like that. There you go. And then we'll stick this onto the label. Now you can use any hole punch that you've got. There we go. Okay, I've got a number of different ones, but I'm going to use this one here for now, and I'm just going to make a hole there. There we go. And then I'm going to cut it diagonally across, so you've got a little slit there. Okay, and I'm going to put one of these little red rhinestones. They're the basic, the red rhinestone basic jewels. By Stampin' Up. I'm just going to use one of these there, and one, two. There we go. A little something for you. And I'm going to use some ribbon. Here we go. Got this narrow. Ooh, and it all comes apart. I knew I shouldn't have done that. There we go. Never mind. We learn by our mistakes. Right, this is real red, and it is solid ribbon, 1/8 of an inch, and there are 10 yards of it on here. There we go. Right, I'm going to tie this around the box. Here we go. And make a nice bow. go. So there we go. Right, just cut this off. Oops, that wasn't good. I think I might need to get a new scissors just for ribbon. There we go. So I've tied my bow. That'll be alright. And then you just, where the slit is, you can just slide it over your ribbon, if you can see what you're doing. There we go. And you'll do it eventually. And there we go, a little something for you. So, and there's my box. So there's the first one I made. And again, this could be for somebody's birthday. And then you've got a Christmas version ready for Christmas. So, and you can write, you could always put another one of these scalloped circles on the back, and you could write to and from on them if you wanted to, but if you're going to be giving them to somebody, I don't think it matters, they'll know who it's from. Okay, so those are the project for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up below. If you want to see more of the videos, if you just click on the subscribe, you can subscribe to my channel, and if you click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified when I post a new video. If you've got any comments you'd like to make, you can leave them below, or you can email me at triciascardsandcrafts@yahoo.com. And if you want any of the materials that I've used today, the DSP I used for this one's from the Gilded Autumn Suite, and I've used Pool Party and Cajun Craze for the cardstocks. For this one I've used Real Red and Shaded Spruce, and I haven't got this DSP this year, but there's lots of different DSPs, the designer series papers that you can choose from, and a lot of them would be great. I've got some, there's the heartwarming hugs that would be great. There's going to be some paper there that you probably be able to use. These are the papers. I could have used this one, and it's got a nice dotty. Again, that wouldn't be a problem for matching up the patterns with. And this one with some stripes on the back, I wouldn't have used that one. This one's another one that's great for using, you won't have to match up anything. The ging will probably be fine. This one with the dots and the crosses, and then the stripy one might be more difficult. And then you've got a dotty green one with another check on the back, and you've got a stripy one with like a herringbone effect pattern on the back of that one. So you could use any of these papers, they would be great for using on that project as well. Although you could also use, I've got two others here to show you quickly. You could use any of these the Snowflake Splendor papers, and these are also, they've got snowflakes on them, so you could use blue papers. You've got this pattern with the snowflake on the back. You've got a nice mottled blues and purples here with a big snowflakes on, another greeny, or I think it's more like a mint macaron background. Looks a bit frosty in places. Small snowflakes with big snowflakes on the back. So you could use any of those. Those would be great on them as well. Maybe the smaller patterns would be best, because it's only a small box. And then this is the Poinsettia Place one. Poinsettia Place Designer Series paper. And you could use that paper, and it's got holly leaves on the back, but they're a little bit bigger. You've got this one with some sprigs of fir maybe, and you've got some nice fir cones on the other side. This one with a pattern on, you could use that pattern, because this is directional I suppose, but with some poinsettias on the back. Some wood designer paper with some berries on the back of that one. Some mistletoe, again, that one would be a good one to use on this, non-directional. And you've got big, larger poinsettias. Again, I wouldn't probably use the bigger patterns. And you've got the small fir cones with another pattern with the poinsettias on the back. So those are a few of the different designer series papers that you could choose from. Hope you've enjoyed watching the video, and hopefully you'll join me again shortly. Happy Christmas, everybody. Bye.